Greetings, summoners, gods, heroes, champions, and little legends, and welcome to the Air Force Gaming MOBA category spotlight. My name is Staff Sergeant Thomas Blavelt, and I want to get you guys a little familiar about who I am and what I'm going to be doing here over the next couple weeks. So about me, I am a 1B4X1 cyber operations here at Nellis Air Force Base. If you got any questions, it's a cross-trained career field, so if you have any questions about that or want to know anything about the cross-trained lifestyle and what that's like, just hit me up, and I'm more than happy to answer questions about it. My games experience, so I've been playing MOBA games for a little over 10 years now. It comes to League of Legends. I've been very active in that community. I was the game manager for that over the past year for Air Force Gaming. I've played Smite. I played that since it came out. Went to the first World Championship in Georgia. It was a lot of fun there. Met a lot of pros and definitely had a lot of fun playing that. Heroes of the Storm, also a big fan when that game first came out. It's a great casual game to jump in and out of. Dota I've played a bit throughout the years, but I'll admit I'm not the best. And auto chess, I've been in that one since that came out pretty much. Thankfully I was in the middle of a PCS, and auto chess games work really well for mobile, as well as when you don't have a real good PC in front of you. A little bit about as well my esports experience. So I've been in esports scenes over the past since the past 4 years. I started with a lot of professional organizations like Serpentis and House Party, if you've heard of them or not. Some of those are where people like Captain Flowers got their start, La Tigress, and some of the other guys that cast on Twitch Rivals. I've worked with all of them in the past, and I'm ready to put all that experience and some of those things that I've learned from there and kind of transition that here in Air Force Gaming. So I want to start by talking a little bit about some of the events we've done in the past to maybe give you guys some ideas and let you know a little bit about what we're about here and what we'll be about moving forward. So one of the events we did was our very first event was the Resiliency Cup. That was something where we kind of tried balancing, and we just had a lot of people sign up for it. We balanced throughout, tried to keep the teams as even as possible, and we had about 80 members sign up. Roughly 40 to 50 actually showed up for the event, and it was actually a pretty good time. Some of the teams were more balanced than not, but we learned a lot from it, and hoping to integrate that into some of our future events. We've done 1v1 tournaments on the Summoner's Rift map. Again, so all of these are League of Legends focused. I'm not super familiar with things that we've been able to do with Smite as well as Heroes of the Storm or Dota, but again, these are things that we're looking to do in the future. But back to the past events we've done, 1v1 tournaments, we've done Teamfight Tactics tournaments, Freeform Friday, which is something that was a lot of fun. We kind of just did a whole bunch of pickup games. People showed up and we drafted out to different teams. And I think that's a real fun kind of social competitive environment that we can all be a part of. To talk about some of these upcoming events that we have, the first one I've thought of is competitive ARAMs. So what this is going to do is give more of a give stats in a competitive feel to a really social game type. So across any game in the MOBA genre, there is an ARAM, whether it's Conquest on Smite. You have specific mods for Dota to play all random, all mid. Heroes of the Storm also has assault maps as well. So again, like, ARAM is there. It's fun in every game type. If you just want to get into the action, you're not really worried about what heroes you're playing, that's the way to do that. So we'll make it more competitive by throwing a time period and seeing who can get the most amount of points. We'll do things like watch parties and fantasy leagues. So if the pro scene is really what's got your interest, we'll have events out there to make sure that we're catering to the things that you're interested in, and we're making sure that there's events to take part of. And last but not least, we'll talk a little bit about AFG Bravo and a little bit about what that's going to bring to the scene. So what AFG Bravo is in the past for League of Legends, we had two teams. We had an AFG main team and the AFG Next. What we try to do here is really make sure that we catered to a competitive environment and made sure that there was a place for people to try out, really find that top talent, and really kind of develop these players with good coaching, with a steady practice schedule, with a competitive tournaments and leagues to play in. And now I'm looking to broaden the horizons and essentially give some of these same opportunities to really everybody in the community, and leave it upon you yourself. If you want to play in a competitive format, then we're going to provide the resources for that and make sure that that's available for you, while still giving a good competitive feel to the people that really want to try out for that top team. A little bit of what that's going to look like is an example here on this spreadsheet. So you can see we'll have things like a scouting grounds, where you could, if you're looking for a team to play on, you can list out what your in-game name is, your Discord ID, what your rank is, base work schedule, and things like that. This is just to help you match with other players who are looking to play competitively. We'll separate things out by different divisions, where there'll be a division based on whatever your rank is. You'll be able to input all your players here, and I've already done the calculations to see what division you'll be matched up in. We'll also have a bulletin board with upcoming events, some opportunities that we've had in the past, or to do things like play in the DreamHack Open qualifiers for League of Legends. That also came up. There was the Super Gamer Girl competition that offered a online format that was advertised by Twitch. We'll have resources for different scrimmage sites that maybe some of the community and commercial partners have offered. If you find different links that you find good information for a competitive team, that's going to be there. And of course, we'll always be looking for coaches, analysts, and mentors to really help bring up this competitive environment and really cultivating that from within the community. Oops. There we go. So as I talked about, being a part of this is definitely a big deal, because really none of these things can happen without the input of everybody out there in the community. We can't put on these events. There's no competitive league, and essentially there's no events without the people out there, without all the airmen and space professionals that are ready to take place and really just get into the gaming mindset. So with that, if you have any ideas for events, if there's something that you really liked on here, if there's something in here that you really didn't like that I've talked about, don't be afraid to let me know. Send me a message on Discord, and we'll be more than happy to kind of make changes and adjust for what best fits into your work schedule. Lastly, I want to talk about some thanks, because over the past year, a lot of the lessons that we learned and a lot of the way that these things have kind of shaped out and that I've presented to you today, I've informed from the people that were on the staff, the players that really were just main contributors to the Discord, and really made sure that it was a real fun place to hang out. So I want to thank the staff. So we had Payday was an assistant game manager. He set up things like the TFT tournaments was his idea, our art contest, a lot of the maintenance and setting up the, so looking for, I guess, the logistics behind some of the tournaments. Messi was our main coach for the AFG Next team, put in countless hours trying to make sure that all those guys kept a competitive environment, and that we were able to really foster like that secondary team and make sure that everybody felt like they were included. Demi Lovato started off as one of our analysts. He did a great job wrangling all the cats together and making sure that everybody on the teams had a good time. Dramatic as well was really amazing at analysis. If you're ever curious about some of the products that she put together for our main team, there's really cool PDFs out there and stat tracks that was really awesome week to week to see, and it was really fun for all the players to get involved with. Andrew Doherty was one of our first coaches for the main roster. He had a really good competitive eye. He was a really great player and very involved with the competitive scene beforehand, and he was able to pass along a lot of that knowledge for us. Delta as well, last but not least, he helped a lot for setting up our first initial tournament, the Resiliency Cup, was a lot of what he had put together. He played on our main roster as AD carry and was just involved the whole time, and really made a lot of contributions to make the community what it is today. And last but not least, all the players that put forward pretty much since March of this last year, put practice time in, and really just made sure that the competitive scene was really what it was. So Warding, Royal Flush, Napkin, Subotai, Dead Within, Lil Drew, Winner, Setsuna, and Cookie Monster. Thank you all you guys so much for making AFG competitive what it is today, and for all your contributions over the last year, and really just for having a great time with us. And lastly, for the outro, thank you guys all for showing up here to the category spotlight, AFG MOBA. I look forward to seeing all of you on the Rift, near the Aeon of Strife, in the Coliseum, and around the Battlegrounds. Thanks, and have a good one.